Hi there, my name is John Stevens, pastor of Zion Lutheran Church in Oregon City, Oregon, and we're part of the ELCA, and this is Dollar Store Children's Sermons, where we take a look at the lectionary text and we tie them to an item from the Dollar Tree. And this is for the fourth Sunday after Epiphany, and we're looking at the second lesson, which is from 1 Corinthians chapter 8, verses 1 through 13. And this is, the readings for this Sunday are, I found, kind of difficult in crafting a children's sermon around. So I'm using the second lesson, and it's where Paul is talking about eating meat that's been sacrificed to idols, and what's going on, that there's some folks that are having a hard time because there are people that are eating meat that's sacrificed to an idol, which half of the community says it doesn't matter because the idols don't really exist, so we can eat whatever we want. And Paul says that's true. And then on the other side, there are people that are saying, no, we can't eat them because it's sacrificed to idols, and that would be bad. And so talking about it's free. We're free to eat the meat, but out of love for our neighbor, that might be a stumbling block for. Paul says, don't do it, or you might consider not doing it. So, not going into that whole thing for the children's sermon. That would be ridiculous. But what I am going to talk about is when we choose not to do something out of love for another person. For example, the item I'm using is a bag of candy. And have you ever been at in your class, or when I was a kid and I was in class, like kindergarten, if I had a piece of candy, and the teacher would say, you can't have a piece of candy unless you have enough to share with everybody. And this idea that kids are going to look in and want a piece of candy, and they're not going to be able to have one because I only have enough for me. And so if I have that piece of candy, and I might be in a place, maybe I'm not in a classroom with a teacher telling me, but maybe I'm in a group of people and I've got one piece of candy, and I'm about to eat it, and I look around and no one else has candy. I might decide, because of how it might make the other people around me feel, I might decide not to have that candy at that particular place. So one way you can go with it. Another way is, for example, let's say, it's perfectly fine if I'm with a group of friends, and this will work with any age group, but with a group of friends and you're listening to your music, or you have your technology, whether you have your iPad, your Kindle, you've got your phone, all kinds of age groups. But let's say you're with your friends and you've got your technology, and it's perfectly fine for you to listen to the music. It's perfectly fine for you to play your game. It's perfectly fine to do all that stuff. But when you're doing that, not paying attention to anybody else around you, your friends are left out, your friends don't have that connection with you, that out of love, even though it's perfectly fine for me to play this game right now, out of love for my neighbor, out of love for the people that are around me, I'm going to put up my technology. I'm going to choose not to use the technology in order to be in relationship, in order to show my love, to show that my friends around me matter. That I'll put up my technology, even though it's okay for me to use it. There's nothing wrong with that, but I'm going to put it up to show my love for those that are around me. So, either some type of, this is Valentine's candy out at the Dollar Tree already, which you could tie it into showing love for Valentine's. But I'm going to use the bag of candy and talk about how sometimes I choose not to eat the candy because I love the people that are around me. It's one of the reasons why we might not, I don't know, I've rambled enough on this, but that's the springboard for this idea, and so I hope you can use it. I hope it gets some gears turning, and as always, I hope you have a blessed week, and thanks for stopping by.